Yo, what's happening? Home ownership, man. It's a big point of anxiety for a lot of Australians, a lot of Sydney siders particularly. There's this massive, massive housing bubble that is happening. It's supposedly a bubble, but the price of a house just keeps going up and up and up. And the salary of your average, just average Joe Blow has kind of stayed stagnant through this all. So for a young Australian, it's almost like slowly but surely this hope of owning our own home or paying off a mortgage on our home or doing all these things becomes more and more out of reach. It becomes almost and and like kind of impossible. It's like we either have to have an incredibly high income, like even if we were frugal and we didn't have a huge high income, it wouldn't mean anything because like you need a massive income in order to pay off one of these houses. And like frugality is kind of thrown out the window. The whole purpose of these things is thrown out. And you can start to feel a bit hopeless. You might start to feel anxious. You might start to feel like I've got to make more money. I've got to make more money. But I heard the figure is like to comfortably pay off like a house these days, you got to be making an income of over $300,000. So like your average working professional, your average teacher, your nurse is not going to hit that. And even some business owners will not hit that level. Like, and business goes up and down. We all know that. So what's the solution here? Well, the first things first is that this is a crisis of our generation. The cool thing, is that we're not alone in this. Like a lot of us, the majority of us are going through this where we're going to suffer through this together. It's kind of the crisis of a generation. Um, and so don't be feeling like you're the only person who's going through it. Have a chat with your friends who are in Gen Z or even early millennial, and they will share in your commiserations as well. So that's the first thing. And why is that important? Because like when you feel like you're in it together, you feel like you're not alone, and that just calms you down. And why is it important to be calm? Because when you're calm, you can think better, you can act better, and you're not going to kill yourself quicker. Because I think it is time we actually drop the stress of this, we drop the anxiety around home ownership, and we actually start thinking creatively, thinking hopefully, and thinking broadly. Every single generation has gone through crises. Every generation has had horrible things happen, like World War II, like the Cold War, all these different things. And yet, through the ingenuity and creativity of the human spirit, we've overcome it together, collectively. Or, some institutions have collapsed and things have gone wrong and rightly, but that's just the nature of life. That's the nature of the world and civilizations and things that happen, right? So the cool thing here is that anything could happen at any moment in history. Like some incredible technological breakthrough could just happen, and we could have really, really cheap building materials, and anyone could build their house like that. And then all of a sudden, houses become affordable. We could have hyper travel, which would kind of take away from the need of having to have so many houses close together. Any point technology could solve this. So in the near future, like 20 years time or 10, 15, like the problems that you're thinking about now might already just be solved by the world and just like the momentum of life, which is really cool. But even if it's not, like you as a human, your mind has the potential to be peaceful and be happy no matter what. No matter what situation you're in, you can find peace in it. There's that classic book, Man's Search for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl. I know it's kind of like a overquoted book, but if bro could be happy and peaceful and have meaning in the Holocaust, then I'm sure you could find meaning and happiness where you are. It is possible because our mind, the way that we think about life, is so subjective. Now, some people might ask, is going and dropping your anxiety and dropping your worries and your fears about home ownership, is that really practical? If I dropped it, then wouldn't that mean that I stopped working hard? Wouldn't that mean that I would never get a chance to own a home? And I think that's where the crux of the issue is. Like, if you can't live your life working in peace, and if you can't live your life from a space of peace and know that that's productive, then you've kind of shot yourself in the foot. Like, what if actually removing your anxiety, removing your stress, calming and finding peace in your mind, finding tranquility was the ability to actually allow you to see opportunities and try life and try new things and see new things. Because when your head's filled with that anxiety and that stress about the future, then you're not really thinking straight and you'll do stupid shit and you won't really enjoy your life. And trust me, life can go by so quickly. In fact, you don't even trust me, just look at your own experience. How quick did the last 5 years go? That went by instantly. I don't think there's cause to worry. I think we can get through this together. I think if you just keep working and being happier with less, being happy with and content with what you've got, then you can build up from that state of happiness and go from there. And don't worry, like you'll still want to work hard when you're happy. Happiness begets more work, and work begets more happiness. I know it. I know it. So just hold on, keep going, have faith, keep working, and the world's going to change anyway. So be ready for it.